Your roadmap to the latest in auto? Welcome to Highway Herald. Today, we're shifting gears to an economic battle that's shaking up the global automotive industry. The long-standing trade relationship between Germany and the United States is hitting unexpected roadblocks, and recent policy shifts are pushing major players into defensive maneuvers. With Germany and Canada banding together against U.S. tariffs, the automotive landscape is on the brink of transformation. Are we witnessing the dawn of an all-out trade war, or will diplomacy steer the market back on course? Buckle up as we dive into the 7 pivotal moments shaping this escalating trade crisis. Number 7. U.S. tariffs, the shockwave that started it all. In early 2025, President Donald Trump enacted sweeping tariffs, imposing a 25% levy on imports from Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on Chinese goods. Justified as measures to curb illegal immigration and drug trafficking, these policies marked a dramatic shift toward U.S. economic protectionism. Their sudden enforcement sent shockwaves through global markets, disrupting industries from automotive manufacturing to agriculture. Allied nations, unaccustomed to such aggressive U.S. trade actions, were forced to reevaluate their economic strategies. The impact was immediate. Production costs surged for U.S. companies reliant on imported materials, triggering higher consumer prices and straining international relations. Canada, with $300 billion in annual exports to the U.S., faced significant economic risks, while Germany struggled to protect its steel, aluminum, and auto industries. In response, the EU and Canada launched emergency talks to counteract the economic fallout. Experts warned this could escalate into one of the most consequential trade disputes in modern history. Number 6. Germany's auto industry hits a roadblock. Germany's automotive industry powers its economy, employing over 800,000 workers and setting the global benchmark for engineering excellence. But with U.S. tariffs escalating, the sector faced a crisis. A 25% tariff on European car imports put BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen at risk of billions in losses and a sharp decline in U.S. market share. Each year, 600,000 German-made cars arrive in the U.S., but tariffs would add thousands in extra costs per vehicle, forcing automakers to rethink pricing and strategy. Berlin pursued diplomatic solutions and trade alliances, while manufacturers considered shifting production to U.S. plants in South Carolina and Alabama. However, this sparked domestic concerns over job losses. Industry leaders, including BMW's CEO, warned of global supply chain disruptions, economic instability, and billions in uncertain investments, casting a shadow over Germany's automotive future. Number 5. The EU's internal crossroads. Germany's urgency in addressing U.S. tariffs clashed with the European Union's collective trade stance. Traditionally, the EU operates as a unified front in trade negotiations, but Berlin's attempts to pursue independent deals rattled smaller member states. Countries like Spain and Italy voiced concerns over Germany potentially setting a precedent that could weaken EU decision-making. Meanwhile, the European Commission filed a case with the WTO, challenging the legality of U.S. tariffs under international trade laws. But with Washington showing little regard for WTO rulings, EU leaders weighed harsher retaliatory measures, including increased tariffs on U.S. agricultural products, whiskey, and tech goods. Amid the friction, some EU members called for reduced reliance on U.S. trade altogether, fast-tracking negotiations with Canada and China. Germany found itself in a delicate balancing act: protect its auto industry or maintain EU unity? With high stakes and mounting pressure, the road ahead for Europe's trade policy remained uncertain. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now, let's explore number 4. Canada strikes back. Hit hard by the tariffs, Canada wasted no time in plotting its counteroffensive. The Trudeau administration retaliated with targeted tariffs on key U.S. exports, strategically selecting industries with strong political influence in Washington: agriculture, steel, and manufacturing. Beyond retaliation, Canada sought long-term economic resilience. The government accelerated trade agreements under the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, with the EU, and strengthened ties with the Indo-Pacific region. Perhaps most notably, Canada and Germany formed an economic alliance, creating a powerful counterweight against U.S. dominance in trade negotiations. The global automotive market now stands at a crossroads. Will trade tensions drive automakers toward a new era of international cooperation? Or are we in for a long uphill battle of economic friction? Number 3. Germany and Canada forge a new trade route. With U.S. tariffs disrupting global trade, Germany and Canada are accelerating efforts to reduce reliance on American markets. A key move is the Canada-Germany Hydrogen Alliance, aimed at building a transatlantic hydrogen trade network. With exports set for 2025, the initiative boosts energy security while advancing clean technology adoption. Canada has pledged $300 million to develop the infrastructure, emphasizing hydrogen's strategic role in future energy markets. Beyond energy, Canada will be the partner country at Hannover Messe 2025, a top global industrial tech expo in Germany. The event will showcase Canada's leadership in automation, robotics, AI, and clean technologies, reinforcing its high-tech and sustainability influence. This Germany-Canada alliance is a blueprint for nations adapting to geopolitical shifts, ensuring economic resilience and reduced dependence on U.S. trade, while fostering mutual growth and innovation. Number 2. The U.S. faces pressure on multiple trade fronts. As tariffs take their toll, American industries reliant on global supply chains are feeling the squeeze. Sectors like automotive and agriculture have seen production costs soar, leading to higher prices for consumers and fears of job losses. Major U.S. automakers and agricultural exporters have been vocal in their opposition, warning that these policies could undermine domestic industry rather than protect it. Beyond domestic turmoil, the U.S. is grappling with strained diplomatic ties. Nations impacted by tariffs, including Canada, China, and EU members, have launched countermeasures and explored alternative alliances to bypass U.S. trade dominance. Meanwhile, European Union officials have engaged in high-stakes discussions with U.S. representatives to de-escalate tensions and prevent further retaliatory tariffs. The U.S. now faces a multi-front trade war, challenging its ability to maintain economic influence while upholding global stability. With each move, the question lingers: is protectionism strengthening the U.S. economy, or is it pushing key allies away? Number 1. The global push for diplomatic solutions. Amid rising tensions, diplomatic negotiations have taken center stage. High-level meetings between U.S. officials and European Union representatives aim to resolve trade disputes before they spiral further. Talks have centered on restoring balance in trade agreements, preventing additional tariffs, and finding common ground on fair trade policies. The stakes are high. Outcomes from these discussions will dictate the future of global trade relations. A compromise could restore economic stability and mend alliances, while failure could push markets deeper into uncertainty. With billions in exports and imports at risk, governments and businesses alike are watching closely, hoping that diplomacy prevails over economic warfare. Conclusion: navigating the crossroads of global trade. The global economy stands at a pivotal moment. Protectionist policies are clashing with international alliances, reshaping the landscape of global commerce. The critical question remains: will the U.S. recalibrate its trade approach, or will markets continue evolving toward new economic partnerships? As Germany and Canada solidify their trade ties and nations seek alternative routes, the automotive and industrial sectors brace for impact. The next few months will determine whether we see a prolonged economic standoff or a breakthrough in diplomacy. What's your take? Will diplomacy win, or are we headed for a long-term trade realignment? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Highway Herald for more in-depth automotive updates and global trade insights. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.